Good afternoon, welcome back to Dumfries High School for the 2017 Mixed Doubles International. I keep saying that differently every time, but it's something along them lines. This is draw 9, and we have a Switzerland versus Scotland clash. Perry and Rios against the McClearys of Scotland. McClearys are playing the Blue Stones, so that should be relatively easy to remember. Joining me this afternoon, Claire Sloan. Hi Claire, how are we doing?
Hi Dave, not bad. Yourself?
Yeah, long day, but we're getting there. We're getting through it, so we should sound more enthusiastic, shouldn't we? But
we should.
We're getting there, we're getting there. So quite probably not a game we expected to be in the position of. Basically the loser of this game is out. And it could well be the case that both teams go out regardless of result, is our quick take on it anyway. I think both teams are sitting on 2-2 at the moment, this being the last group game. But there are two teams ahead of them on 3-1 and they're not playing each other, so they're needing favours, both of these teams. Both teams played this competition last year. The Swiss team ended up, I've been saying this all weekend, I'm pretty sure they won it last year.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure either there, Dave.
It's alright. I'm pretty sure they did. And certainly the McClearys semi-final.
Yeah, I think so.
They came out the tougher group last year, if I remember rightly, as well. So
obviously.
Some very strong opposition in that group. No, I think I would have had both of them down as a reasonable chance to get to the quarterfinals, but not to be so far.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, but that's the beauty of mixed doubles, isn't it?
Exactly.
Slightly more unpredictable.
Exactly. It would be interesting to get your thoughts on some of the tactics, because we've had about 8 different people in doing commentary, and I think we've come up with 8 different ideas. So it's quite good that way, though. It is good that way.
I think I'm still learning the tactics myself, Dave.
we certainly are. It is interesting to see just how different teams have played different scenarios and moved things about. There's definitely no one way of doing it, I don't think.
I'm here to pick up some tips myself.
Glad to hear it.
See where we're going wrong.
Yeah, it's. I think it's for people that saw the session before, it's get quite frustrated that nobody seems to want to kind of do the defensive shots. Sometimes it's very, very attacking, very aggressive. And if you haven't watched any of the games, we'll go over the rules as we go along. But essentially, the scoring is exactly the same as the normal game of curling. Just there's a few things you can and can't do before you get to the point of scoring. So we'll pick them up. So Lee McCleary's stone there, just a little bit heavy. Coming to the back of the forefoot.
Yeah, would have liked to have just sat at the front of the forefoot there.
I'm not quite sure. I have to admit, I took my attention off the screen. I'm not quite sure how the Swiss stone got to that back corner, whether it was put there deliberately or whether it rubbed off something. But I think it must have got there on its own, because I don't think anything moved to get it there. So this is maybe the start of the tactics.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually either.
Certainly calling to come down into the forefoot now.
It's a little bit on the heavy side.
Yeah, just drifting on. I was wondering if they're expecting a bit more swing.
Yeah, it seemed to be hanging wide, that one. Has it been swinging the ice this weekend?
Yeah, it has. They've been kind of taking edge of 8 foot, edge of 12 foot, somewhere in about there to get back to the centre line. So don't know if they've just been caught out a little bit, but both teams do have a 3-minute practice before the game, so shouldn't really get caught out.
Should know the ice fairly well.
We're in the second end as well, so hopefully it's not an issue going forward. We'll find out. We've been waiting for something to go wrong with the ice all weekend.
Don't say that.
I know. I was fine. I've just been sitting.
Don't jinx it.
Been having lunch with the ice tech.
Oh well.
Got Paul Martin from Perth and doing the ice this week, so he's So if
plenty of experience, it'll be.
Exactly. But if anything has gone wrong, it's because he's sitting having his lunch talking about drone racing. So we'll blame Paul for that. So we adjustment there, but different player, of course, but that one hasn't really run on.
No.
I wouldn't say it's swung overly much either, actually.
No, it's stayed quite straight as well.
Yeah. And we're into the classic race to the centre.
There's certainly a nice wee pocket there now.
Yeah, just drop one in there. Going to be pretty difficult to get rid of. I think the biggest debates we've had about is how to play a power play, or how to not play a power play, as the case may be.
What have you found this weekend?
Yeah, most people have gone for the tick.
Have they?
Of some description.
Right.
Either a tick or a centre guard, depending on the situation. Obviously, looking to steal, they've gone the centre guard.
This one is catching the guard here.
Yeah, that's certainly swung.
I think that side's swinging a little bit more than the other side.
Yeah, I think so. Certainly seem to have the weight anyway, so bit of a mistake. Good chances Lee goes down the other end to sweep and just check. Yep, we've got the cameras right. It's a good way to check we're on the right camera before we switch to the other end. Massively professional setup we have here. I have to admit, I was disappointed after the last session to go back through to the umpire's room. I thought, oh, good, they're sitting watching curl. They're not watching our coverage.
All right.
I know it was a world semi-final they were watching, but come on, a bit of support would be good.
I have to admit, I was watching that also before I came here.
It's alright, I had it on my phone to the side. So unfortunately, Scotland got beaten the 3-4 playoff this morning, so they've got a bronze medal game against Sweden.
Against Sweden. I think that's tomorrow morning.
I think it is. I've no idea what time. I think it'll be sort of 6 o'clock.
I think it'll be early. Yeah, it's early hour time. I'm not 100% sure. Again, getting caught out and catching the guard there.
Yeah, just maybe struggling with weight a little bit here. I think McCleary's going to have a decision to make here.
This will be Judas' last stone.
Yeah, I think he's called a. I think he called a freeze on the yellow, has he?
It's difficult to tell when there's no brush.
There's nobody there.
Nobody there standing, holding the brush.
I think he tapped his brush beside it, but that could mean anything,
Right,
couldn't
yeah,
it?
that could.
I think that's the. It's either a freeze the yellow or you play the double now. But if you play the double now, you're just going to leave the pocket open for the Swiss to come down into.
Yep. And they've had a couple of attempts at it, so you would think that they would know the ice now.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Pretty good.
Looks quite nice, yeah.
I think the inside of that blue's covered, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. This is the Swiss team's last shot of the end.
Shrug of the shoulders, always a good sign. Slightly different view of it. Light in a really handy position.
It is, isn't it?
Sky Sports never have this problem. It's one of these shots you could just lose the game.
Yeah.
So
Which,
easily.
in the second end, isn't it?
It's not the temptation is to try and clear something out of there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess they're maybe lying 2 blue.
Yeah, 2 blue, I would say, possibly 3.
Yeah, maybe.
It's kind of hard to tell from this angle, isn't it?
There's not a lot on anyway. there might actually be a swing right down into the button still.
Yeah, possibly.
I need to swing an awful long way past that guard. It's one of them when you go to play it and somebody suggests you play it, you kind of go, yep. Again, no brush, so absolutely no clue as to what's
going on.
Actually called. We'll have a look and see what rate come off the hack at. Doesn't look overly confident, do they?
No. Oh, here we go.
There's a wee bit of weight behind it, I think. Coming down just to try and get the blue on the nose.
Oh, certainly. That certainly wasn't what they intended.
No. That's missed by a long way.
Was that them caught out by the ice there? Just that little bit of weight, it stayed quite straight.
Yeah, I think so. Just expecting a swing and nothing came, but so
possibility of a 4 here by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think so. If you can get to the inside of that blue and just use it to nudge the yellow sideways a little bit. Maybe, or as you say, it's maybe just a dead draw for a for
possibly,
a 4.
yeah. They may already be sitting 3.
I don't blame them having the sweeper straight on this one. Oh, this looks really quite nice.
This does look nice. Has it got the weight? Oh, it's just come up short.
Just short. So
although it did show us that there was a draw in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So how many are we going for?
I think that's 3.
I think so. We'll call it 3 and then we'll have a check.
Other route.
Fair point. Fair point. I think they'd be upset if we did it that way. how to hack off half the competition straight away. Yeah, I don't think nobody seems to be updating scores yet. We'll still be on their lunch. Just take them off screen, we'll put them back on, show you the rest of what's going on once somebody's updating them. Not much point showing what happened in the last session at the moment. So normal setup. Nobody throwing a power play. I don't think we've seen any power plays thrown before the 5th end at all.
Team's saving them for later on.
Yeah, I think so.
Have we seen them being used more defensively or aggressively?
Probably aggressively, to be fair. Maybe 1 or 2 down, looking to make a move. Yeah, mainly aggressively, and then just to use them, I suppose, in the 8th end, which I suppose would be defensive. But yeah, I don't think there's one good way of doing it yet. It's I should say before, that's the nice bit about it. I do like the tick shot.
Yeah. When it comes off.
Yeah, there is that. They were watching a game this morning. I think the Russians were 4 up going down the last, and nearly got into trouble because they put their first draw in the house.
Oh, really?
And I was just that's the part of me that thinks, well, go for a tick on the guard or a tick on the one in the 12 foot, but just make sure your shooter gets out the way. Just get rid of it. Even throw it through the house. You would in a normal game.
Yeah.
So
why not in mixed doubles?
Yeah.
Lee just catching the guard there.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times actually. People erring on that side. I suppose nice swingy ice, It kind of blocks both 4-foot draws to an extent. So. I seem quite happy with that shot, so that must be fairly deliberate. And to be fair, they've got last stone, so
they have indeed.
One to the wing.
Certainly, they played a nice weight there. Both these teams opting to play with a sweeper and not hold the brush.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Rios and Perry keep doing that. He was, so she was holding the brush for him yesterday.
Right.
So I don't know if that was just they weren't confident with the ice yesterday, or so it'll be interesting to see if they carry on with that. But yeah, certainly Jude and Lee, no brush required.
No brush. No brush.
I'm kind of with you on that one, though. I quite like something to focus the mind on a little bit. It's.
I guess they've just got so used to playing without a brush in mixed doubles now that.
Yeah, it's
it works
what
for
you're
them.
Comfortable with.
Yeah, bit of practice.
Holding the brush here now.
So they are. Must have heard me.
I think coaching's illegal now. I think it's got to be a. I don't know. It's just it's just so alien to throw it without a brush sometimes.
Yeah.
I think I would be fairly bad as well at being honest with how I've thrown it. I was fine. I was absolutely fine.
Yeah, I was on the imaginary brush. Perfect.
Yeah, it has its upsides, doesn't it?
Never miss a brush when there's not one there.
Not me.
Trying to come through the hole here.
Yeah, got plenty of backing, so can afford to be right back here. Don't want to nudge them and leave a. Yeah, I have maybe just come a little bit far now. There's nothing locked in there.
No.
I think that's a difficult call in mixed doubles now, isn't it? Ideally, you'd want to go top 4 to keep control, but almost you have to come back to the yellows now to avoid losing a daft end.
Yeah, can lose a big end if you just come top 4.
Yeah. It's amazing you would bite in the top 4 and lose a 4.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Where did that come from? I think that's the other thing I've been noticing this weekend. The teams are obviously quite used to being on a time clock, so they're always in the hack, ready to go. And it's just occasionally they end up coming up to have a look.
So what are the time clocks in mixed doubles?
Good question. Because it's all thinking time now, isn't it? So yeah, I'm not sure. I think if it's an hour and a half, hour and 40, something like that for a game. So to be fair, we're 2.5 hours between sessions here, and with extra ends and everything, we're starting 5 minutes early. So it's plenty of time.
They're really taking a lot of time to debate this shot.
Yeah, because of course they can actually hit with this stone, can't they? So they're maybe just thinking, do we bail out here? Yeah, that's the other thing we've noticed. There's not many teams bail out ever.
Again, opting to hold the brush here.
Yeah. Limited effect, of course, on a hip weight stone. I presume Jude has jumped up to sweep that.
Yeah, I think I can hear some shouting, so.
Yeah, going for the hit.
This looks good.
Looks really good.
Yep.
Take the middle one out and flop onto the yellow. Absolutely perfect.
Nicely played, yep. Still sitting back tee.
Takes a hit out of the equation though, doesn't it? I think if you try and move the blues, all the yellows are going as well. So.
Yeah.
trying to do the same kind of shot, just sit on the nose of it.
Yeah. Certainly isn't a lot of ice just to draw onto it, is it?
If you can get onto the nose, just maybe back 8, back 12, wait and just move the back yellow a little bit.
Try and give themselves something to work with.
Yeah, exactly. They've got last stone, so they can afford to gamble a little bit with that passage straight down the middle. This might be over curling a bit though.
It has, yeah.
It's that second shot though, so it's not a disaster. It's missing on the right side, isn't it? That's the
key, isn't it? I think.
To be fair, when we're playing, I always acknowledge that afterwards that I've missed on the wrong side.
Yeah. Are they going to throw a guard here?
I'd be tempted to. I think if they're lying first and second shot, I think they might do. I just wonder if they're puts you under a bit of pressure to make the guard. I don't think they can hit their own yellow, the Swiss, and take the blue off the centre. I don't think they can see enough of the inside of the yellow stones.
Don't think so.
So it's relatively safe from that point of view. I wouldn't want the guard to be overly long here, I don't think.
No, I think they'll want to be quite far up.
This is over swinging.
This looks like it's drawing on the guard.
They need a nudge back the way, which they're going to get.
That's okay.
That's fine.
Two shots each to come, isn't it? Yep.
I think so, yep. Time to tidy the guards up.
Yep, try and open this up.
I don't know if I've just been watching this too much this weekend, but it does start to make your head hurt after a while. It does the job.
Yep,
it
cleared the centre line.
It's guarded his own Yellowstone as well, so I think we might see Lee come right down and put one on the button here, or short, anywhere on that line really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't really want to give them a double, but if you just bite the top of the forefoot, maybe slightly over to the right hand side of the shot, I think you're pretty much making him draw for a 1 at that. A line more important than weight, I think.
Yeah.
Better take a couple of stones off each of them. Better late than never. But it is Lee's last stone of the end. Team McCleary's last stone of the end, rather. Just a guard, I think. No, it's definitely up in weight.
Is this over curling a wee bit?
He needs to stop, certainly. I think he's okay. Yeah, it's pretty good there. I think just a wee heavy draw.
Yeah, I think so. Just tap it back. Further two?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is for a 2, isn't it? It's,
I think that yellow. Yeah, I think the yellow's second shot. So I think they just need to move it just out at the 4 foot to get their 2. Oh, this looks to be quite on the tight side. I think they're catching the guard.
it's all over it, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's a steal of 1 to the McClearys.
So, very good start to the game for the McClearys. 4-1 up after 3 ends.
Yep. That 3 in the second end really helping them.
It did. You do wonder about the logic of just throwing a power play now just to mix stuff up, but if I remember rightly when we played this last year, it was, well, you want to be making sure you're playing well to play the power play.
Yeah.
Throw it now and lose a 3.
And sometimes that can go against you. It's
Yeah.
sort of fresher ice, different ice. Can catch you out as well.
Yeah, it doesn't boost the confidence at that stage.
No.
And down the middle the stones go. Very, very rarely see people. I haven't seen people giving the hammer away either. Always retain the hammer.
Yeah, I think that's the best option, isn't it?
I think so. I think even if you're 3 or 4 up and you're thinking, well, it might be a defensive move just to get the first stone in there, you're as well just trying to peel it off anyway. So,
Yeah.
of course, if you've got the hammer, you can hit first as well, can't
Yeah.
you? So,
Yep. The 4th played stone.
I've been playing this game for about 4 years. Still,
Still have to count.
counting can be a challenge some mornings. Yeah.
Yes, the team that has hammer can hit first. They can hit with their second stone of the end. The 4th played stone.
Keep saying it, you'll convince me.
Again, just coming up short there.
Yeah,
Quite a long way short, actually.
We had a couple of wee pickups yesterday, but they were on. There was one in the game we covered last night. One pickup was actually on a bit of brush debris, so
Oh dear.
literally a piece of brush.
A piece of brush.
Someone had not happy with the shot.
Oh dear.
Yep, it was. I think there was a bit of a debate. We wanted to swap brushes, but of course you're not allowed to swap brushes anymore. And
So what was the outcome?
the outcome was it wasn't that badly damaged, so he had to continue playing with it, but he didn't do much sweeping after.
Oh right.
So it's
The Swiss team also coming up short there.
yeah.
Really wanted that stone to come into the house, top 4 ideally.
Yeah, it kind of plays into McCleary's hands.
It
a
does.
wee touch now, because it's of course they're looking to steal. Everything's down the middle. There's not one shot that's going to clear everything there.
Nope. Certainly draws on both sides as well.
Favour the left-hand side here or the right?
I think there's maybe a little bit more draw on the left-hand side. The right-hand side seems to have been catching them out a little bit. Very weight sensitive, possibly.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'd be looking at left anyway for a blue. And of course they're coming down the right. It's always going to happen, wasn't it? But I think they've just demonstrated the reason why we might have gone down the left. Yeah, just no finish there.
No, just not finishing at all. If that had been on the left-hand side, they would have had a bit more cover.
I was just actually checking which way they were going, because it's really quite odd because we can't see out of here, so you don't actually know on the pictures which direction they're actually facing. So I think they're coming back this way. So I think the Swiss will be looking to push this blue back and just flop into the left-hand side.
Yep, just try and get the inside of it. Although again, this is catching on the wrong side. In fact, catching the blue and taking it in. Ooh.
Did very well to get on the sweeping of that
They
and
did.
keep it wide.
They did indeed.
It's a brave call. That's the right one.
Still open though for the McCleary team to come in onto that yellow stone.
He found something there. Obviously a little bit suspicious that there was something else kind of attached to it, so quick check of the ice. Head back down.
McCleary team playing their usual formation of Lee playing the first and fifth stones.
Yeah, they don't tend to change that very much, do they? They
No.
kind of stick to that.
Even if they're having a bad game, they don't seem to mix it up, to try and change things. Seems to be a formation that works the best for them.
That one swung.
Short on weight maybe a wee bit as well.
Yeah, just maybe struggling to get maybe top 12, something like that.
Now opting to come down the other side.
Been telling them for what, 4 shots now they should be doing that.
They finally listened.
Get the speakers turned up out there. We spoke about that during the last game as well. We should just have a loudspeaker that just occasionally we can throw random advice out.
Random comments.
You shouldn't be doing that on sheet F. You don't necessarily want to give them the answer, just prod them to say they're not right. Just making the comment, it's actually very easy from up here. I think with bonus points included, we probably play over 100% normally, so it's a little bit more difficult when you're on the ice. That's an absolute belter of a shot.
That is a cracking shot, I think. That's
not quite got the weight to bring the other yellow into play, but I bet McCleary's a little bit more conscious of it now.
Yep.
There's no hesitation of calling the freeze on top, is there?
No.
There's no thought about hitting
They
off the
are-
winger just to limit damage.
They are both. They are still both back tee, so
Yeah.
certainly the shot's still to draw into them.
Just be fascinated to go to the top level mixed doubles guys, give them a scenario, and knowing in most of their cases they also play the full game. Give them the exact same scenario with the same number of stones left to see if they would pick the same shot.
It's interesting that they would probably pick a different shot.
I think they would. I really think they would. I think Lee would be hitting off the winger here in a normal game. With 2 sweepers, of course.
Yes,
which
that's
is
the difference as
so
well. 2 sweepers.
Say that, maybe he wouldn't now actually, having played mixed doubles, he might play the normal game
Yeah,
differently.
yeah.
So
That's just hanging out.
I think that was the danger of going there, isn't it? Just leaves the Swiss a little nest to come in onto.
I think it looks like it'll be still 2 yellows.
I think so. The blues a little bit of backing. They're taking a fair bit of ice.
They are taking quite a
Down
lot of
that
ice,
side.
yeah.
Different players, different handles as well, of course.
Yep, that's true. We have very different handles, don't we?
A bit of foot of ice different. And this one's hanging
It's
out.
hanging out.
I think it's going to make contact with the blue, which will be enough to keep it about. It's not third shot though, is it?
No, definitely 2 yellows now, but that blue's still hanging around in third shot.
So it'll be the same call from McCleary's, I think.
Yep. Their last stone of the end, so they'll be hoping to bring this one in right onto those yellows.
Yeah, looking to make it a good one. A saver, in fact.
Yeah, a bit of a saver, yeah. There's certainly no holes or ways to sneak through the back.
No, no. It's a bit of a wall back there now, isn't it?
Yeah.
There is a draw in the other handle, but almost a case of actually don't be heavy with this one. It's not disaster if it's in the 8 foot, and yeah, you're forcing the Swiss to draw for their one basically.
Yep, that's the idea.
So draw for their additional. Forget that comment, because that's they're of course playing the opposite colour stones, aren't they? So that's not swung.
That's not swinging at all. I think it's still going to be 2 yellow.
I think it is, but has he left a shot for more?
No, actually, it's going to be.
I think he's
the
cut
blues
one
actually
off,
shot.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, we're down this end, aren't we? So we can. We'll get the long camera sorted in a second. We'll have a wee look at that. Hopefully, we get it sorted before
they play the shot.
Move 5 of them. Which at this rate is looking unlikely, but there we go.
Yeah, 1 yellow.
1 yellow, I would say. So stone away, so maybe a wee bit of weight on it. I think they'll just be looking at just a wee heavy draw to get the inside of the blue.
Yep, just tap it back and pick up 3 shots. Oh dear. Is there a danger here of pushing the blue in?
It might be. There was.
Still 1 yellow, I think.
I think so.
Well, it didn't make it any worse.
No,
Although that was a chance to pick up 2 or 3 there.
it was. See the reaction. Probably just gave away our level of expectation of mixed doubles. Didn't make it any worse. Plenty achieved.
Yep, we aim high, don't we?
Yeah. We're still sitting at the top of the table here, I think.
Oh, are we?
Waiting on other results now, but
yep.
I think there's only one team can get ahead of us.
Right, okay.
So
Oh, well, that's promising.
It just happens to include an Olympian in it, so that might not be the best.
They're all beatable.
They're all beatable. Sadly, we didn't. But
Yeah, well, no, that's true.
we're actually waiting on just to link all that in. Actually, the team that we need to lose is playing the Dumfries juniors that are currently playing in this competition. So Faye Henderson and is it Andrew Robson? It's one of the Robson boys.
Right,
anyway.
okay.
So them two are actually playing.
How are they getting on this weekend there?
I don't think they've won a game, but they've not been too far away.
Right.
They played a good Swiss outfit. In fact, the same Swiss outfit that was in Lee and Jude's group last year.
Right.
And lost by a couple this morning.
Oh, very good.
So, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
They did give us a good game last week.
They did. They absolutely did.
They played some really good shots against us.
Yeah, I think they'll learn a lot from tactics.
Yeah. It'll be a great experience for them playing in this.
So we get to watch their tactics next year.
Learn from them.
It's been interesting, certainly in Dumfries here and then in Lockerbie as well. The two competitions have attracted quite good entries, I would say,
Yeah.
in terms of numbers.
And I think probably a lot of people have been inquiring about it for next year.
Should be really good.
So there should be bigger entries.
I've had the comment passed once or twice this weekend that this can't go out, can it?
No, not
Did
yet.
well, though. That's a good stone. I like that.
Yeah. Just looking at the other scores in the section there. Yeah.
Yep.
There.
It's easier to see on that screen.
Just to see what's happening in the other two games, the two teams that are on 3 wins.
Yeah, which is because they are the wrong way round in names. For these teams to go through, they need either Garcia on sheet D to lose, or Mulder on sheet F to lose. So one's happening.
And the other game is tied 4-all after 4 ends.
Yep.
So.
And then it all goes to head. So what I should really be doing is finding out
Whether
who's beat who.
So it goes to head
Yep.
first.
Wins head to head, then draw shot challenge.
Okay.
So yeah, it's going to get messy. So in Judith and Lee McCleary's case, they lost to the Spanish and they lost to the Estonians as well.
Right.
So that doesn't help.
So that doesn't help either. That doesn't help them at all.
So I said, can they?
So
can't go
that
through
would
then.
mean that they couldn't go through.
Well, we should have done this research.
Maybe we should have checked this first.
Can we start again and pick another game? It's good to find these things out. It's a good challenge, isn't it? Please tell me. Yes, that's fine. Yes, the Swiss rink beat the Spanish rink this
Right,
morning,
okay.
convincingly, actually.
So the Swiss team do have a chance of going through. However, they would need to win this game.
And they would need the Spanish team to lose. Because they actually got beat by the Estonians.
Right, okay.
So it has to be the Garcia rink.
That lose. And they're currently the team that are tied.
And they're also getting beat. So this...
and yes, and they're losing. And in the other section...
This is about as researched and well thought out as our tactics are. And in the other section...
The other section, which is also it's the final game in that section.
Just see how we are with that one. I thought that was a little bit more... Yeah, there's potentially 4 teams. I'll come back to you on that one. I need to find the right section first of all. It's not that one. It's that one there. I think that section's actually fairly...
The Russian teams certainly are through.
Yeah, they're through. And as long as Noreen wins their game,
they're through, yeah.
They're through. And they would actually go through top because they're currently playing the Russians.
Right.
However,
okay.
they are currently getting beat, which opens the door to the Chinese team and Neil Fife, depending on their results. Chinese team are getting beat, Neil Fife is also getting beat. So we'll maybe pick that one up later on if this game finishes early. We could switch across and see how it goes. Causing me extra work here.
Sorry, Dave. Although I do see there's a consolation cup. What's the format for that, or is that?
That's for those that get bored on a Saturday night. So anybody that doesn't finish in the top 2 can take part in a hot shots style competition tonight. So points essentially, done on a team basis. Forget about your ranking. Forget about how you've played the rest of the competition. The top 4 highest scorers of that then go to the Consolation Cup semi-finals tomorrow morning. Right.
So that takes place tonight at the same time as the quarterfinals.
The quarterfinals, exactly. So I think the plan is to get somebody with their phone just to put that on Facebook. Just put it on as a video on Facebook Live.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
There is one slight flaw in the plan.
What's that?
What we're essentially saying is during your Saturday night's entertainment, the prize you win is to be here when the clocks go forward at 9:30. It's effectively 8:30. So.
Of course, forget the clocks. The clocks change tomorrow, don't they? Tonight. The teams, I take it, are all aware of this. They have to turn up an hour earlier.
I don't think anybody's mentioned it that I've heard, but I think we'll be making sure tomorrow morning.
Certainly, some of the foreign teams might not be aware.
It's definitely. I think it would actually be an idea to let the hotels know to give them a wake up call.
Yeah.
It's always the doubt, though, isn't it? You know, you change your phone or you change your, and then you think, oh, maybe it automatically updates.
Yeah, I think most phones do now, don't they?
Yeah.
Automatically update. You don't have to think about it.
Do what I normally do: set the alarm for 5, get up, see what time it is on BBC News Channel, and then go back to bed for the appropriate amount of time.
Assuming your phone's on the right time zone.
Yeah, that's true. And then you find out the kids have heard the alarm and they're up anyway. Yep. I think this is on the long guard.
Yeah,
it is.
It is.
There's another Swiss stone in the rings, but that doesn't really change things a great deal.
No. The Swiss currently sitting short, but they're... He's got... Oh, McCleary's have got hammer on this end.
Yeah, they might need it.
Yeah, they might actually. There's certainly quite a few guards up front there.
So again, it's one of the ends, isn't it? You're sitting quite nicely, you're sitting one.
You don't really want to set up a double.
You stick another guard on.
It's an option. Although you are 2 down, you've got to start gambling, really, haven't you?
Yeah, you've still got a power play.
That's true.
And I would say it's as easy to steal in this game.
Yeah,
But
I mean, if we could steal a one here, then you're only 1 down.
Curling Zone does do some good stats in terms of how often you score with hammer.
Right.
And it's amazingly high. It's really quite high.
Is it?
Yeah,
right.
I expected it to be kind of 50-50.
Yeah. I would have thought it would, maybe not 50-50, but I wouldn't have thought it would be.
Yeah, exactly. That's. I think they've just seen another shot here that our graphics were covering. Hit and roll off their own stone.
Didn't see that stone out there.
That's why. Obliterated. Every time they've taken a power play, they've gone to the side the graphics have been on.
Typical.
Yeah. Should fix the power play sides.
Debating which side to come here.
I just wonder if they're thinking about making a move down the middle here. Are they thinking about swinging another one in, perhaps? Or
I think that's what they're looking at. I think they're looking to try and swing another one in there.
Thing is, it's not easy to get. It's not easy to get over the top of the blue with the yellow, is it? So, because in an ideal world, this yellow would be coming. Sorry, the other yellow. Clear that away. I'm looking to drive this yellow, but it's not easy to get it going. It's easy to get it going down that way, which doesn't really,
doesn't really help.
So it's relatively straightforward to hit it straight, get the blue out of there, and leave a guard up. It's maybe a little bit safer when you don't have last stone, but
again, this is sitting wide. Getting caught out by the ice there, or?
Yeah, that's a long way out, isn't it?
That's a long way out. I don't know if it's the way they're throwing them or if it's just the ice. So there's a straight part of ice there.
Apologies, leaving a yellow arrow floating around the screen.
Looking to come off this yellow that's just been played.
Just to rub some salt in the winds. It's a nicer angle, isn't it, than coming off the other one. It clears the back blue doing it this way as well.
Yeah.
So key shot, you would think, in this end.
Yeah, certainly if they make this, sitting 3 shots.
Sitting 3, not an obvious safe shot for the Swiss to play other than another draw. And even then, you've probably got either the other winger to come off to get at it, or tapping guards, or playing a heavy draw. Or, could leave McCleary's quite a lot of options here. And this game be dead in the water with nobody going through.
Well, this is it. They've got the Consolation Cup to play in.
I'm thinking we're going to get some expert commentators out of this game, one way or the other. This looks really good.
This does look good.
It's under
oh, that's unlucky.
Oh, that's really
That's
unlucky.
really, really unlucky.
But it shifted the back blue enough that the other winger's an option now. I have to say, if I'm Swiss, I'm taking that other winger off. I'm hitting and rolling off that winger all day long.
I think so.
I don't care if I just split it off.
Yep, just to prevent the McClearys from using it.
It prevents a 3 or a 4, doesn't it? So. There's the aggressive shot. And why not freeze it? We've only seen
Great if you
7
make
freezes, so absolutely, yeah, that's exactly it, isn't it? Great if you make it. If you sit half a stone wide, you leave a double for a nose hit for a 3.
And as we've seen, this ice tonight has been catching them out a few times.
Yeah, I think that's just it. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how where this ends up, because as you say, the ice is catching them out. So is it going to run straight? Is it going to fall in? Is it? Yeah.
Certainly seems to be what they decided to play, though. Ignoring your advice there.
Yeah, it's not the first time it's happened this weekend. It's actually quite soul destroying doing this, because you think, I'm going to call. Oh, they've not done it.
No.
Maybe I suppose it's confidence in the ability to actually just nail the shot every time.
No. This one's coming short. I think we're aiming to come right into the 4-foot there.
How many times have you seen Lee play this kind of shot?
This is a shot that Lee loves to play, and 9 times out of 10 he'll make.
Yeah, you can see the eyes lighting up already.
Yeah.
The nice thing is he's 4-2 up. It's not a disaster if he loses the 1 here.
No.
The risk reward is
yeah, I mean, he's
too
got to go
obvious.
for it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a chance to pick up a 3 if he gets it right, and effectively really end the game.
And I think if he picks up a 3, you expect the Swiss to throw the power play next
Yeah.
end. And actually, if he doesn't make this, would you expect Lee and Jude to throw the power play the next end?
Yeah, that would be into the 6th end. 1 shot up, try and pick up a 2.
2 or even a 3, and yeah, the game's you're almost guaranteeing yourself peels down the last with last stones. So I think that has definitely changed. It's the kind of threat of the power play has come into the game.
I think it's made it more interesting.
It's close.
Yeah, it's close.
Oh, close. It's for a 1. It's not for a 1.
That was a good effort.
Yeah, just caught it a little bit too thick.
Bit of a let off there for the Swiss team.
Yeah, I think so. I think the McClearys will feel a bit hard done to in that end.
Yeah.
I think they'll be within their rights to.
Are they debating whether to put their power play just now?
I think so. I'd be tempted to, just to jinx us not playing the power play. I think 6th then. If you think again, going back to a normal game of curling, you want to score in the 6th.
Yeah.
What's the best way to do that? You throw a power play.
And that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yay! I feel better about it now. Pressure's on to score on the power play now, though.
Yep. Now that you've called it, you really want to be trying to pick up a 2 here.
So, come on then. If you're Swiss, where do you put this one?
The Swiss going to put up a centre guard, or will they?
What are you aiming to do if you're Swiss? You're probably aiming to limit the score to 1.
Either limit the score to 1 or steal.
I think I'd be chipping the guard. Or a centre. I don't think there's a lot between the 2 shots, is there? It's it's a free shot, and if you make the split the guard into the rings, it's a free shot in there. They can't hit it out. You've already got the house half split, so they're going for the freeze.
Or the freeze.
Or the guard.
Or the guard. Well, that really wasn't a very good shot.
No, I think that's the worst place for it, isn't
I
it?
think so, yeah.
How many times this season we called a power play and had that freeze played on us absolutely perfectly?
Yeah, that's happened against us a few times. We've never had anybody play a shot like that, though.
No.
Against us.
No.
Unfortunately.
No, definitely not.
Well, that gives Lee and Jude a chance anyway.
I think this is the only thing that maybe puts some kind of club curlers or ice rink curlers off playing mixed doubles, is just the lack of understanding of this bit.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know how ice rinks communicate it better, or demonstration day or something.
Yeah, I think there was an open day maybe at Lockerbie Ice Rink.
I think there was. Bruce and Gina.
I think they came down maybe and did some coaching, some tactics with people. I'm not sure what the turnout was.
Yeah, I think it wasn't too bad. I think most people that played that competition actually at Lockerbie seem to have been to it.
Right, yeah. Certainly I've noticed at Lockerbie a lot of clubs this year have had a mixed doubles competition for the first time.
I think Richard Smith mentioned yesterday, was it Lochmaben that had the big
Lochmaben certainly have had one, yeah.
I think he tried to get it through the drive steel one, but got scowled at a lot, I think. What on earth are you talking about?
Mixed doubles? What's that?
Probably gets that a lot, to be fair, wouldn't he? Afternoon, Richard, if you're watching.
There's no football on at home today, is there?
No, it's internationals.
Oh, of course, so it is.
So I think Scotland are tomorrow, aren't they? I think they're tomorrow. So I made that mistake yesterday. That's the only reason I know.
Certainly, they played. Was it last night they played? No, Thursday night.
Yeah, earlier
Thursday
in the
night.
week anyway, against
Canada.
Yeah, you know, you could take getting beat by Canada in curling, but then you're drawing 1-1 with Canada at football.
Yeah.
It's just getting a bit much.
Yep.
Didn't even know Canada had a football team.
I mean, I didn't see any of it, so I don't know. I just saw it was 1-1. I believe they were booed off the pitch.
You pretty much saw the highlights then. Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, there's an obvious link there, but they'll know it's not a good shot themselves.
Yep.
It's actually not finished too badly in terms of rolling to the centre line.
Yeah, it's actually worked out not too bad for them. But really, a bad start to an end for both teams here. There's not really been a shot made yet.
It is. I see Lee there at normal game of curling, you split the house and keep them away from the centre guard. You could just see him swithering there to go at the forfeit.
Yep. It's almost that race to get behind first, isn't it?
Yes. We've spoke about this before, but I think this is the nice thing about mixed doubles. It makes it's better to watch because everybody plays it slightly differently.
Yeah.
It's not like the textbook game of curling that the first one goes in the house and everybody hits it. I think that's what will draw in the new curlers or new curling fans, if you like.
Each
going
team
forward.
seem to have their own sort of tactics.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
how they play.
I don't think you could. It must be so. You see, there's a few coaches in here today. David Aitkins in, Robin Halliday's coaching. Graham Adams coaching the Stonians.
Oh right, I did see Graham actually earlier, and I did.
To be fair, I asked him what he was doing in here. Not what are you doing in here. I was like, what are you in today, Graham? And he turned around and he had Estonia written on his back. I'm not even going to ask.
Okay, not quite sure how you would get onto that.
But it must be such a difficult game to coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
That end where there was one frozen on the forefoot.
Which end?
My memory for these things is pretty poor at the best of times, but wow. They've all got the camcorders, of course. Makes life a bit easier.
It does easier, yeah. How are the Estonian team doing?
They are... Which one? There's quite a few of them.
Oh, right, okay. The one that Graham's coaching.
Now, which
team's that?
That must have been one in section A. That was Mulder and Leal, so I think it's the ones we're actually looking. No, I tell a lie. It was Leal and Leal. I don't think they're doing very well.
Right.
Certainly got beat this morning. I did ask Graham how they got on, but he didn't seem entirely sure.
This looks quite a nice shot there by the Swiss team.
Yep, let's neutralise that blue.
Yep, coming frozen that blue there.
So again, do you go after this, or do you split the blue at the front of the 12 foot?
Lee's looking at...
I think you leave the split just now, don't you?
Yep, I think so. Yeah, Lee's looking to...
I wonder if you could actually come down the outside and just move that yellow into space and leave your blue hanging there, and hope that the threat of having 3 blues about starts the Swiss hitting.
Yep.
Just if you are a fan of the Swiss team, you need the Spanish to get beat, and the Spanish are winning. So 5-4. So at the moment,
Tight game though, 5-4.
it is. Yep.
Anything can happen, as we know.
Exactly. So at the moment, it's kind of as you were at the start of the game. And both these teams are out. So we'll try and keep an eye on it. We'll try and bring you a couple of shots from the Spanish game as well, if we can work out what sheet they're on.
I think this is sailing by, is it, Dave? Yeah.
It is, oh dear. Just have a wee flick across to the Spanish game. The Spanish are playing, I think, blue stones. They are indeed. Well, that could go any which way. Good news is that's John Duff, so I've got the right game.
Don't know what stone we're on here. Ooh.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Certainly, currently 3 to the Spanish team.
I think this will be John Duff's last
stone.
stone. That's a great wee shot. I like that. I'll just flick back. It's heavy, knocks that one through. And just put that up in the corner. I forgot we could do that.
Attempting the same shot again here in the McLeodys.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, nothing really changed other than they've lost their top blue, so yeah, just struggling to get something going this end. Certainly nothing against the McLeodys, but I'm quite pleased to see it, because this is normally how our power plays go.
Yeah.
Looks like it's 2 more to the Spaniards, so that will give them a 3-shot lead, I believe.
After 6 ends.
After 6 ends, so they're looking fairly good to make this game redundant. We'll have words later. at least drag it to the end. Yeah, just confirm, yeah, 7-4. After 6, that will make that game. Kids look happy, don't they?
Yeah. I missed that shot there, actually.
Do what I normally do, blame Callum. And left us with this. I suspect we'll see a little hit and roll on the...
Yep.
This is the Swiss
The
last
Swiss
stone.
last stone, I think.
It's not far away, is it?
It looks quite good, yeah.
It's a
Really
great
good
stroke.
shot. So it's
Right,
just
Lee,
a
draw to the
draw to the
foot.
forefoot for your one.
Save the game. Not quite save the game, that's a bit harsh.
Well.
But save your power play.
Yeah.
We played against the Spanish pair last year. It's the same Spanish pair.
Right.
I'm fairly convinced they will know exactly the situation and who needs to get beat here. So it'll be interesting just to see if they get a bit more tension in their game if the Swiss team start winning. So I've made the decision. Interesting, Judith stayed down here quite a little while longer. And maybe made the decision to go and sweep, perhaps, I don't know. We've not made the decision.
Not made the
fully.
decision yet. Interesting.
Is that almost I don't want to lose any more than a 2?
Yeah. A little bit negative there, maybe.
Yeah, it's. I was just going to say, if you're going to do that, you're not as well just having a slash at the yellows, but I suppose you've got no chance of making shot doing it that way.
Yeah.
He's maybe just trying to play a gentle weight, trying to get close to the nose, or he's maybe just playing the double. He's playing the straight double, actually, isn't he?
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout. You can get shot this way.
Yep.
And you've also got the safety of taking at least one with you, as long as you don't feather the top guard or shoot through the hole, which you wouldn't expect Lee to do. He went for the hit and roll actually in the end, didn't he?
He did, and I think he's just hung on. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's hung on for shot.
Bet you're just glad about that, having called to sweep it. Tense moment.
Yep, so they take a 5-3 lead into the 7th end.
So who's your money on now then?
Well,
It's a different colour house. I don't know
Do
if you
this-
noticed that.
do the Swiss team play their power play?
I think they might. I think they have to actually, don't they?
Yeah, I think
'Cause if
so.
they take a 1 here, they're not going to get to play
This,
it.
well, they're assuming that this would be their last chance to play it.
Yeah. There's your answer.
There we go, they have.
I forgot to change that to the Spanish game. I was just staring at a purple house thinking, sure it was green a minute ago. Let's see if we can get the other camera up onto the Spanish game. Just keep a wee eye on that for you. Actually playing away from the bar, so that's going to be a bit tricky, but we'll keep a wee eye on it anyway. So going for the interesting, McCleary's have gone for the tick there up in the game. Got the tick centre guard. It's so obvious when you think about it. I'm really curious to see where the Swiss put this stone though.
Yep, where would you put it?
I'd be tempted to replace the corner guard.
Yeah.
That was the other comment this morning of if you're down in a game, you've played, the opposition have played and missed because they've taken something out. You're 3 or 4 shots down, you're throwing your power play. Opposition go for a tick and miss. Where do you put your next one? So you've already got one guarded. We had quite a lengthy debate over whether you throw a second corner guard. As you would in a normal game of
curling.
Which I think is quite a good idea. John Graham was less than convinced.
Right.
I'm not entirely sure that Kenny Murray still yet knows what a power play is.
Well, the Swiss there opted to try and come around the centre.
Yeah. Just hang on that line again.
Yeah, it's just been catching both teams out a little bit today, hasn't it? Just not quite got a handle on the ice.
I don't think, maybe a bit inside knowledge here, I don't think the Yellow Stones are the best on sheet E.
Right, okay.
I've heard a few people, but it's generally 7 and 8 that you hear people complaining about, and I believe they've got foam round them.
Right.
Unless they've chosen at the start of the game. Teams have a choice at the start of the game whether they want to swap the place stones.
Okay.
But once they've got foam round the handles, and once they've got foam round the handles, that's it.
Right.
So yeah, I'd be interested to see what stone numbers they're playing, whether there's a wee issue there, but these guys were all in practicing on Thursday. They would have picked up rogue stones without too much of an issue. They'll carry books around with them now, don't they? This ice rink, and this sheet.
This stone number. That stone number, yep.
I can remember asking a fairly well-known face, that's very good, but so would we really, and they said something I shouldn't they, would we really mess with your head if we change the stickers about? I just got tutted at for that one, so. McCleary's with a bit of tidy up work here to do. Line 3 against, don't have last stone, and they've only got 3 stones to come. And there ain't many doubles about just now.
Nope, opting to hit and roll off that yellow stone that Lee's brush is indicating.
Yeah, which would improve the end quite a lot for them. Well played by Judith.
Yep.
Into the 4 foot.
Would have liked it to roll a fraction further, but
I suspect we'll see the Swiss go for the guards almost regardless of how much it was covered there. Interestingly, again, not just looking to smack the guard, just looking to hit it, but then I think he's looking twice here, isn't he? His straight back's not a disaster. Takes the red off the 4 foot, the blue off the 4 foot, and rolls into the 12 foot himself. Very confusing looking at different colours of stones all day. Merge into one. I'm pretty sure if you work for Eurosport, you only have to cover 1 game a day.
How many games did you do yesterday?
6 games, yes.
6 games.
Five and a bit. I bailed out on the last one.
That's still quite a shift.
I think the viewing figures were quite a lot up on the last one, so I maybe shouldn't be doing anything.
Don't take that personally.
No. It's a great shot.
It is.
Fantastic shot. It might have been a wee bit unlucky and left a double on the right hand side, but I think if he is, we'll see them play it.
I think so.
Look to get a wee roll to the inside first, I think, though. It's still there. I think we've had this conversation before as well. It's almost a case of try not to call 2 or 3 different shots, just put the brush down, but these guys don't do that anyway.
No.
Pick the shot and go with it.
Yep, go with your first instinct.
I think I can say categorically that we'd be hitting something here if it was us.
Yeah, I think we would. Maybe that's where we go wrong. although they are opting to do the same.
Yay.
Yeah, I think you can get to the inside of that stone.
I think so. I think so. You've got the advantage of being able to be a wee bit wide here. There's no need to go too close to the guard to try and get.
Yep.
And that's what I mean. I think it's maybe just better going for the double and just saying, right, that's it. We're just taking that and that's it.
Yeah, you've got the options there. If you are on the wider side, you pick up the double.
It was a power play after all, so.
Which, that's not where you wanted it to finish.
No, it isn't. But again, in terms of power play, losing a 2 is not a disaster.
No.
So.
I would take it to a tied game in the 8th end.
It would. Which means no extra end.
Which it's very unlikely to see
Unlikely.
a blank in mixed doubles.
Yeah,
intentionally.
I haven't seen any. We came very close to one. We came very close to one. But it wasn't. Ended up being a 3, of course. I think we did see one empty house. And then it was misses from there that caused the problem. So.
Oh dear.
Relatively sedate session today. No hacks falling out, no brushes being broken.
Hacks falling out? Has there been a few of those as well?
There was, I think, the practice on Thursday because teams just didn't catch the stones.
Alright.
Probably weren't told, to be fair.
Yeah.
So nobody was catching stones, so I think it was 4 or 5 hacks that
Oh
bit the
dear.
dust on Thursday,
Oh dear.
which obviously makes them a little bit loose for the weekend.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there was a game yesterday when it was the Swedes, I can't remember who they were playing, but the hack was coming out when they were playing, which is not ideal, obviously.
No,
so
not
I
what
think
you
it
want.
happened twice, so I think they had to move sheets, and I believe what they did was actually moved the whole game onto another sheet with one stone to play in the end.
Oh.
And then played that stone, which I did try and get clarification yesterday. I thought that was, I don't think I'd have been overly happy playing that stone.
No, I
at
don't
that.
think so.
So it may be a miscommunication. They may just have replayed that whole end, I
Right.
suspect. Unfortunately, they got beat by 1, so that wouldn't have left a great. Yeah, not a bad shot, but does leave quite a big pocket in there now. I think we'll see a tap on the outside blue, or just a freeze, just a draw right onto them, one of the two. Actually, it's a draw, isn't it? You don't want to open it up anymore.
No, I think the draw. This is their final stone, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yep. You're more subtle at telling me to move on with the stones than John Graham is. David, you're behind. Is normally what I get.
All right.
So, okay. Quite a crucial stone again. Seems to see that so often in mixed doubles.
Yeah.
Saw Lee just disappearing off the bottom of the screen there into the hack. Choosing to play this one with a sweeper. I'll need to pick Lee's brains after this just as to whether how much curling at this level he thinks he would still be doing without mixed doubles.
This looks good.
This looks really good.
This looks good. It's by the guard, yep.
Brilliant stone.
Lovely shot there.
Absolutely perfect.
Very tricky to get your 2 now.
You could not have placed that better in terms of forcing the 1. Martin Rios can certainly throw a heavy weight though, so let's. I can't see any way he's getting He's going to spill his own stones if he.
Yeah, I mean that yellow. Any weight on any movement on that at all, and that yellow's gone.
Yeah, and I think the angle you have to hit the blue at, there's a very fair chance you could lift your second yellow out of there as well and spin back up out the rings yourself. So, what's he looking at here? Right, I think I see what he's
looking at a trick shot here.
Yeah, I think he's looking at trying to drive the yellow out the way onto the blue, so it's coming back in. just to get a sharper angle to it. It's so thin otherwise. Love him to play it, but I think what he was trying to do was drive this yellow that way, so it then runs that way. It's just exactly the shot you want to play at the end of an end, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really tight to the guard to do that as well.
I was going to say, do you not think that guard's slightly in the way there?
I think he can get to it, but I think it's straight back's probably the shot, and just get as little as the blue as
you
you
possibly can, yeah. Not fancying.
I was just going to say Rios can throw a big weight, but of course it's not him to play it.
Ah, okay.
So they're definitely throwing a big weight.
Yep. And this could go wrong for them.
Oh, this is close.
Oh.
So one yellow. There's a chance we could have an extra still.
There is that danger.
Oh, we needed a 2 there.
5-4. 5-4 to the McCleary team. And the final end.
And you've gone and jinxed it now as well.
Well, the 8th end, I should say rather. McCleary team, of course, having hammer in this end.
Yep, exactly that. So they have thrown their power play, have they?
Yes, both teams have used their power play, so this will be back up the centre.
Perfect for stealing.
Exactly.
There's the other question we had yesterday. What happens if a team tries to be sly and plays 2 power plays? I take it once the first stone's played, you've agreed to the placings effectively.
Surely that you would remember if you'd had a power play played against you.
I'd like to think so, but I couldn't remember there was 2 played there. So.
But you're not playing. You're not playing the game. Yeah, I think you would remember. Well, you would hope that you would remember if they'd played the power play.
I would twig on the 4th one.
Yeah.
Again.
Another one.
I thought power play was down the sides, not the middle. This looks a really nice first stone.
It does, putting the pressure on here.
Yeah, that'll set the nerves going. So again, you've got hammer, you're 1 up. I could have played to tap back, wait here doing it. That's.
I think so, yeah.
And this is where the Russians got in trouble this morning. They just tried to freeze on top.
Right.
And ended up kind of top 8,
Coming
sitting
up short.
slightly out. And it's just like, well, that's a hindrance, surely.
Just in your way. I think this one's getting past the guard, and it's not. And that's really not finished very nice for them.
Oh, it's another guard on.
It is another guard.
And it's probably blocking the right hand path to the 4-foot as well now, so. Yeah, maybe just lacking weight there.
Yeah, just that fraction less.
Another tricky shot to call, isn't it? But not as tricky this time. Well, it's centre line guard, I presume they're going for, but it's how deep you bring this one. Not much further if it's going to carry on swinging.
Swing a little bit further.
Perfect.
I think we might see some of these guards being removed from play here.
I think you've got to. There's a very real chance of an extra end here.
There is. This is the first stone of the end that you can take stones out of play. So I think we may see quite a few stones been taken out of play.
I think it's probably just 2, isn't it? You can get rid of. I'm not.
I think you can get both those yellow guards moving.
Yeah, I think so.
And your own as well.
The danger's probably leaving 1 on the 4-foot tram line. Or your shooter. You could do with them being just a little bit closer together, left and right. And a little bit further away, one of the 2.
Yeah, either or.
Well, he's shouting. He's pretty happy with it, I think. Or it's over curled and he's on to the second option. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Certainly clears the centre line.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's absolutely fine.
Swiss team will just try and replace that stone.
Yeah, and what the McClearys will be looking for is just one that's slightly out of line, that they can have a drive a bit straight back.
Yeah, the Swiss team will be looking here to cover the centre line.
Yeah, they'll be looking absolutely nose in front of that shot stone. Easier said than done on this ice because it drifts on.
Well, this is it, yeah. As we've said already, it seems to have been catching both teams out a little.
I actually had to slow the ice down yesterday, apparently, so I was told.
Right.
Slow it down so it got a little bit more curl.
Okay.
Sound familiar of any other ice rink, you know?
Yeah, yep. I think that's just over curling.
It is. Always worries me from the crowd when you hear mummy's been a spoil sport. That normally means the kids have been force-fed chocolate. I think, yeah, you've got to make a play on the middle one here.
I think so, yeah. If you take the guard, they're just going to replace it with a better guard.
Exactly. Yep, you've got a chance to do it. So, if nothing else, it gets it away from everything being on the button. Even if the Swiss come round, they're probably going to use their guard, so you've got the whole of the 4-foot then.
Yep.
So.
Although that blue stone, as we look at it on the right hand side, could cause a few problems.
Yeah, it could. Probably look to get rid of the blue here as well, actually.
Yeah.
There's not really any advantage keeping it there, or ideally glance it to the back 8-foot, something like that.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they would be quite happy here if they just cleared the house.
Exactly. Uh-oh. That's better. That's better. That's not bad either, actually, because the forces the Swiss to come in to the rings. I would have liked it to swing a little bit more to be on the nose, but corner freeze.
Yeah, I think that's what's been called. Just 2 stones each to come, I think, is it?
Last 4 stones of the game. It's been a good game, though. Interesting just to see how this swings. He's obviously got the line from the guards that overswung a little bit last time, so whether he ends up a little bit wider and hanging on a line. It's nowhere.
Oh.
He is shot though, isn't he?
Yeah.
To be fair.
He is. So actually, I think we're going to see that guard just been taken off.
Going to take the corner one back.
Looks like they might be looking to drive that back.
And Judith can certainly throw a good hit weight, but it's not the rocket weight Lee can throw.
No.
Given they had the hammer, yeah, maybe an argument for switching round in
Yeah.
this end. So Lee was throwing a couple of heavy hits. But it's good. He's a good drawer as well, Lee. To be fair, so whatever works for them. I think they are going for the corner one, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
I don't mind that I quite like that. I think if you were driving that centre one back, there's a fair chance you could, whichever way you spin it, it could end up back on the centre line off the blues. So yes and no, so I don't think it's too far away. Oh,
He's trying to come
overturned.
through
Oh, he's
the
coming through the
gap here.
I'm not.
That is great shot.
Yeah, they were well played. Didn't even see that.
That was a pretty tight gap.
I think that one's due a replay. We'll see how much this missed the guards by. Not a lot.
No, not a lot.
Not a lot.
That
at
was a
all.
lovely shot.
Yeah, that.
Game-winning shot, that.
I think that probably wins in the game.
I think so.
How does the Swiss live one after this then? That's just straight back on the guard, isn't it?
I think so. I think that's
their only shot.
Probably their only way. I mean, they wouldn't be able to follow that shot and remove both of those blues.
No. Or yes, no, eh?
Oh,
Not quite.
good effort, but 2 to McCleary's and a 7-4 win.
Technically 5-4 because
Oh,
they
well,
didn't finish
technically
the
5-4. They didn't play the final shot.
We'll call it at that. So that's irrelevant then.
Yep. Well,
That's,
we
all the
believe
other
that
games are
game's
done. So probably the best thing to do is check on the website for the final scores. If you have a look on DIBCA.co.uk or Dumfries Curling on Facebook, you'll see all the final scores there. That's us for this session. We are back at 4:30ish. And we'll make a decision. We'll try and find a game that's got some relevance in that session. Thank you, Claire, for this game.
Okay.
And we'll hopefully speak to you all later.